What's going on, y'all? This is Jay and this is Ask Jay, and you guys are gonna ask me questions, and I'm Jay. So are you ever gonna do a bodybuilding contest? PS, love the vids. Glad you're liking the vids. And to answer your question, for right now I'm just focused on physique at the moment, although I would love to try at least one bodybuilding contest. That's that. So, you ever plan on competing? Yes, in March I will be looking for a competition. Well, I'll be looking for a competition in January to compete in March, maybe beginning of April, not sure yet. But what I'm doing right now is bulking up to the end of the year. January 1st, I'll start my cut and start looking for a competition maybe in March or beginning of April. Does your back ever hurt when doing lat pull downs? If so, what do you do to help the soreness? My back's never hurt while doing lat pull downs, but I've had some back pain in the past due to lifting. Although the only reason it would hurt my back was because I had a restaurant job, and when it was my turn to wash dishes, I would have to be bent over a little bit, like hunched over. So it would really cause some pain right in the middle of my back here. And what I would do was find something like this with a round edge, and I would just rub my back against it really, really hard. Really, really hard. That would only take the pain away for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, but it would, I would do it every 5 to 10 minutes while I was at work. That was the only time my back would hurt. So, not sure why your back is hurting. Maybe lower the weight. Control the reps more. See if that works out for you. If not, go get it checked out. After I do curls and let down the weight, my forearms kill and feels like a bone in there is going to break or something. But it's only when I release the weight. Possibly know why. Grip, strain. I've actually had the same exact problem, and I'm glad you asked this question. Now, I did some research on it, and I feel you. You only get the pain when you let the bar down, and you're gonna let go of the bar. So what I found out was that we have a muscle in our forearm that we rarely work out, and that's because every time you work out forearms, you do this. You curl it inwards. Opening up your hand, you see this over here contract a bit, and we never work that out, so that muscle imbalancement really affects it, and that's usually where you feel the pain. That's where I felt the pain here. So what I would suggest is get a rubber band tied around your fingers and just kind of, do some reps like that, opening up the wrist. I know I had the tendency to curl my wrist inwards as I was coming up with the rep, and you're not really supposed to do that. You're supposed to let your wrist relax while you're picking up the weight and just focus on squeezing with your bicep. So try that out, see if it works for you. And if not, I might do a video on that in the future, trying to get more into detail with that. So thank you for asking that question. Great question, man. More weights or reps? That's a freaky name, man. I think it's personally what works best for you, of course. If you're a powerlifter, less reps, more weight. If you're a bodybuilder, you're going to eventually do more reps and less weight. So, and that's not really the case, because a lot of bodybuilders do lift heavy. They just, have higher volume workouts. Personally, what works for me is heavier weight, and I don't necessarily want to say less reps because I still keep it from either 6 to 10. But I do more weight and less reps on my push days than my pull days. And that's just what works best for me. So just find what works best for you and stick to that. Cocaine as a pre-workout. Serious. Give it to him, Rick.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Why do my muscles ache so much after a workout? I am aware of DOMS, but the aching lasts for a long time. Thanks. So with DOMS is basically, your muscles getting stronger, so you get that whole pain in your muscle. What I would suggest is just hit your muscle group which feels sore for more days than the other muscles more frequently. So let's say you do legs and you always feel sore for 4 to 5 days. Just try to hit them more frequently. If you're hitting them once a week, try to hit them twice a week. If not, You could also do foam rolling after your workouts or stretches after your workouts, which really help me out. The foam rolling and stretching always help me out, as well as doing a bit of cardio at the end. So try that out, see if it works for you. What do you think of fasting cardio? More efficient than normal cardio? We could get into this one like more into depth with this one, but just to keep it short, I don't think fasting cardio is superior to normal cardio. Although I don't think fasting cardio is bad for you, or less than normal cardio. But whether it's superior or not, no, I think they're the same thing. How long have you been lifting for? About a week ago. I've been lifting for 1 year constantly, straight. And I've been lifting on and off for maybe 2-3 years. So more dedicated this past year. I actually hit my 1 year mark August 26th. So August 26, 2013 was when I started really getting serious and going to a gym every single day. So about a year. I'm just going to say a year. So what drives you to keep pushing forward when you feel like giving up? What's your favorite bodybuilding meal? So what keeps me pushing forward is my daughter. And the reason to it was because she's the reason why I started lifting a year ago. Well, more than a year ago, I was really into the whole college life, drinking every single weekend and all that. And a lot of people don't know this, not even my girlfriend, but the reason why I started lifting was because she had my phone, she was playing with my phone, and she saw a picture of me passed out, drunk, and that just messed with me so bad. So I stopped drinking, stopped partying, and I guess just the gym was my way of entertaining myself, keeping myself entertained and having fun. So that's what keeps me pushing. And my favorite bodybuilding meal would have to be pizza. My favorite bulking meal. Why won't my calves grow? I hope that's not a low blow, man. You're not referring to my calves. I think the reason why a lot of people think calves are genetic or they're not going to grow, I mean, it does have a lot to do with your genetics. How high your calves are will depend a lot on how big they look and all that. So some part is genetics, but also I think, think about it this way. Do you have a PR on calf races? Or do you know how much you can actually lift with your calves? Like a lot of people don't take it seriously. Like you'll hit your calves at the end of the workout for maybe 15-20 minutes, and then you just, that's good. As soon as you feel that pump, you're good. And that's not how you hit other muscles. You don't hit arms like that, or chest, or back, or legs. You actually, you destroy them. So I think you can make your calves grow. Just if they're a lagging body part, you got to work your ass off and kill them and destroy them, just like you do chest, just like you do legs, just like you do arms and back. So go hard, hit them more frequently, and they will grow. 3-day split or an upper-lower split for a natural. Upper-lower split will be more beneficial to a beginner, and a 3-day split might be more towards someone who's been at the gym for a while and got their compound movements, pretty strong. So I say a 3-day split would be better if you're not a beginner. What's one thing you would say you like the least about this lifestyle? The least. I would have to say the disapproval and the negativity from a lot of your close friends and relatives. They just don't understand. They assume things, whether it's from your diet or that you're doing steroids or this and that, and that you spend too much time at the gym. They don't really understand. So I guess that would be one thing. Of course, not all of your friends are like that or think like that, and not all of your family thinks that way either. But just, some people that you feel or felt you were really close with aren't close with anymore because they disapprove of it. And I think that's the least thing I like about this lifestyle. Why do you train? What got you into fitness? What got me into fitness, I already answered that, my daughter. But why do I train? I want to do physique competing for a very long time, and eventually I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. I'm having such a hard time bulking. It was easy at first, but I feel like I hit a brick wall since I can't get past 160. I go to the gym 45 times a week. I'm 6 foot tall, 160 pounds, and roughly 11% body fat. Does this mean it's time to up my macros? I would definitely up your macros. That didn't sound right, but I would definitely do that. I would up my macros, and I would probably start with fat if you're not really worried about gaining a little fat. So definitely do that. Up your macros. Up your macros. Do you agree with everyone saying that Buff Gamer's channel is better than yours? But since this is a Q&A, I guess I have to answer that question. So, I don't think no one in the world in their right mind has ever said that. I don't even think it's crossed their mind. So, I think you're one of those guys that's doing that cocaine for pre-workout. So,
Shit's not funny, man.
last but not least, guys, last question on Twitter. Actually, it was a long time ago when I asked for you guys to leave some questions. I didn't get enough questions, so I didn't do the Q&A. But Alan Navarro asked me a while back, do you eat clean and hit your macros, or do you eat dirty and hit your macros? So when I'm bulking, I don't count my macros, so I guess I hit my macros pretty dirty, man. Like dirty style. And second question, well, second part to that question, and what do you think about the hot shrimps not squatting? I think they could do whatever the fuck they want to do. Alright, so that wraps it up for this Q&A, guys. I really enjoyed shooting it, answering your questions, and, you know, leave a question down below in the comments or on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can find me. Leave a question and I'll answer it next week. Now, I know I said I would do these on Saturdays, but today is Sunday when you're watching this and when it is uploaded. So let me know if you would like to see these on Sundays or Saturdays. I'm off to go see some Chargers. I'm out.